I'm Caitlin Barker.
And I'm Ryan Carty. And this is
JWAH Profiles.
Legos. So there you go. Giving you a tour of the Lego community here.
Wow.
Because I don't really have the manual dexterity to do really tiny things, I like working in Legos a lot. And I've been working on my Lego trains for about a decade. I find it's relaxing. I find that it's an expensive hobby when you're actually trying to build them, but I spend most of my time just looking at what other people are building and how they're building it, which is pretty much free with an internet connection. It's one of the things I do, and people think it's very funny. For my kids about whether that is where their college education tuition is really going. So Trevor is a Welsh name that means prudence. My family are not in any way Welsh or English, but you know, as Jewish South Africans, generally aspired to be considered socially English, and a lot of us end up with these sort of English first names. My long-term friends in Ghana call me Traveler because that's what they thought my name was when they first heard it. And I kind of like Traveler, but it's not a real name. I was born in South Africa. 3 generations of my family are South African. For a lot of reasons, Eastern European Jews ended up in South Africa, whether it's to be involved in the diamond and gold trade, or because it was a place that would take Jews who were fleeing pogroms in Russia and Lithuania, or the Holocaust in Poland. So I grew up in South Africa. My family were both beneficiaries of the apartheid racial segregation system, in that Jews were considered white eventually. And I can proudly say that many of my ancestors were opponents of apartheid. And that's eventually why we left in 1979. After I left South Africa, we went to the cultural mecca of Walnut Creek, California, which my father thought would be a good place to bring up kids, and fortunately had a train link to San Francisco and Berkeley, because like most kids in Walnut Creek, I thought it was really an exciting place to live. I'm not very athletic. In fact, my only sort of connection to athletics personally, really, is that I served as the faculty athletic representative at San Francisco State for a while. But that was mainly because I wanted to make sure that student athletes were actually getting passing grades, and that we were adhering to those rules. But I'm very unathletic, as everybody who knows me knows. When the zombie apocalypse comes, if it comes, I'm going to be completely useless because the world won't need another historian. And I don't know how to fix things. I don't know how to entertain people. I don't know how to, I'm not athletic. I'll be pretty useless. I'll be one of the zombies, I think, pretty fast. To make fun of myself a little bit, I have working class pretensions without any working class credentials. The mom's name is Dottie. She's a rescue, and she was rescued with one of her puppies, whose name is Solly. And here, I will quickly show you that they are right now just sort of curled up there. My daughter is a biology major, and I think she's definitely going that sort of ecology direction. My son is most interested in studying linguistics, and I get that. I think that if I could go back and do another degree, I would want to study linguistics. So the marriages of Abba and Amansa was an article that came about largely because Lindsay Erisman, who's at the University of Wisconsin, And Laura Mitchell, who's at UC Irvine, made me rethink some work that I had been doing around this court case and really gender a study that hadn't been gendered before. And I think that's why the article really works, because what it really reveals is what happens when you gender a work that hasn't been properly gendered yet. And I think a lot of people learn from and like to see that kind of work. I want to give full credit. Most of the theory that's in there that really changed things is Lindsay's theory, theoretical work that she helped me to apply to the documents I'd already been working on. It feels pretty good that people are reading that article, because I think that was an article that was really hard-fought progress on work that had been that we had touched upon before, but that we really managed to transform. And I think that kind of gendering is really important. I've been watching other scholars like JWAH who have gone back and re-looked at issues around slavery and the slave trade, for example, by really putting gender and sexuality in there. And it really changes the conclusions that come out. Well, Lindsay doesn't have undergraduates, and it's not me, because I know what I assign. I haven't assigned it. It could be someone else assigning to all their undergraduates, or maybe I'm just like going on and constantly downloading it so it'll look like it. I mean, you know, maybe I've hired like a bank of people to just sit there and do this. Maybe I've learned how to program and I've automated some, you know, set of cell phones somewhere to constantly be done. That's all possible.
You've created a history bot that just reads your articles constantly.
Listen, I would not be surprised if there's a company somewhere that offers that service to academics to drive up their impact factor.